What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Making It podcast with Brady Martin. Today, I'm here with Horacio Abaroa. He is an actor, model, photographer, uh, many other titles. I feel like you got many side hustles, it seems like. Um, and the reason I wanted to have him on the podcast is out of all the people that I know that I like back when I was doing background, um, he's one of the few people that made it from background to being a recurring guest star and having many booked roles under his belt. And to see that come up has been really cool. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, man. Yeah, now that you said that, like we both have so many similarities. I forget you're also from Texas,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. You're
Oh yeah,
from Austin, right?
I'm from Houston.
Dude, I didn't know you're from Houston. I thought you were from Austin.
No, my parents moved to Austin like 4 years ago. So during the pandemic, when I went home, that's where I was. But yeah, both are pretty cool. Where are you from again?
It's pretty close to Houston. It's called
Where's
Beaumont.
that? Oh, of
Um,
course. Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
know where that is. I mean, it's a
yeah.
pretty
Of
small
course.
town down there.
That's
Um,
hilarious. Heck
but
yeah.
yeah. So, did you do any acting while you were in Texas at all?
During the pandemic.
No, just in like with growing up, because I started over in Texas doing like little films with my friends, and then eventually got into some feature films. But did you do any acting over there?
Dude, I did nothing. Like zero. I mean, me and my friends, I was the first one to have a video camera growing up, but it was just like I love Jackass. So it was very Jackass-like stunts. So I had like mopeds and go-karts. I lived in like a 20-acre land. So we used to just like run the mopeds into bonfires, and that is the extent. Other than that, though, no theatrical training, no theater, nothing, man. It just this all just came out of the blue.
It's cool, man.
Mhm.
You said no theater training. That because that, but that's probably. I mean, growing up in Texas, I get it. Because I remember kind of always wanting to go to the theater department, but I mean, you grew up in Texas. There's a certain stigma about
Dude, I
theater in
just had this
Texas.
convers yeah, I just had this conversation like 5 days ago. My high school photography teacher added me on Instagram. She was like, Horacio, well, she's not even my teacher. I never took her class. She was just the cool teacher that like we I was just we would just be friends. Like she was friends with everyone. And I let her know, I was like, I my biggest regret was never taking your photography class and also never taking any theater. And now those are my two careers is I own a photography studio and I'm an actor. And like I wasn't an actor or a photographer. Like 5 years ago, I didn't even have that title at all. So it's crazy that like those are my two main careers. So yeah, I wish in Texas I would have. That would have been fun. I would have started earlier, but yeah, here we are.
Can't change the past. It's all good.
Can't change the past. Got to play some
Uh,
fun sports though. Got to play some fun sports, and
did you play
I don't
football?
know. I played football, and then junior year I quit to stick to soccer because I knew soccer. I didn't have the best grades, so I knew soccer was going to get me to college, which it did. Thankfully, and I lived a pretty fun life. So all my acting peers, when I tell them I don't have much training, they're like, "You were doing stuff from like 18 to 22 that has like you're living a interesting life, traveling a lot, so that I don't know, you developed your own stories and like points of view, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like you
just
have
been
a
enjoying it.
lot of special skills. Like I always see you on Instagram, like doing handstands and like juggling fire or whatever. And
Yeah,
it's
well,
like, damn.
I had pretty bad ADD growing up, and my parents, instead of like doing Adderall and Ritalin, they didn't like that the doctor suggested that, and they sent me to circus school when I was like 5.
Oh,
So by 5 years old, every summer I'd go to circus school, and then my elementary school actually had a circus team or club, and I was captain of it by third grade. This is in Miami, Florida, and I got really good at like my main thing is I could balance a 15-foot ladder on my face. Yeah, that got me a blind date with Tyra Banks on America's Got Talent.
that's
That was
funny.
pretty cool. Yeah, I got to balance a bar. Like we were at a bar having drinks, and I balanced the bar stool on my face, and yeah, I got to flirt with Tyra. It was pretty fun.
That's funny. I saw you the other day on Instagram. You had the ladder like up, and you were like, I was like, what the fuck? That's
it's
crazy.
pretty It's a fun party trick. Yeah.
So what got you into acting?
I was right when I graduated college, I immediately got a job at The Voice. I was a PA. I honestly had no intention of being PA or working, but that family friend was like, "Do you want a job?" And I said yes. And then when I started working at The Voice, first day was the first day of season 11, and one of the girls auditioned. It was like those like blind auditions, and I just fell in love with her, and I ended up becoming that. I ended up dating her for a year, and we started living together. That's my ex girlfriend, and she was an actress on Disney Channel. She was on, she was reoccurring in like the 2 seasons of Girl Meets World, which is like the new Boy Meets World. And then one day I came home and I'm like, dude, I hate my job. And she's like, why don't you become an actor? And I was like, okay. And I literally quit my job the next day. And she's like, whoa, did you quit your job? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to become an actor now. She's like, it's not that easy. And I was like, what do I do now? So I went to Central Casting like everyone else does. I signed up that day at Central Casting. They called me like when I was actually driving home, and they're like, we have a Zach Braff pilot, full seasons picked. We want you to be one of the people for like reoccurring background for all season 1. And I said, sure. And it was a union. So it's crazy. My first background job was a
Whoa.
union. So I was a union must join 3 weeks in. I had like 9 vouchers 3 weeks in. And after like the fifth voucher, I mean, after the third voucher, must join. But like, it was so quick that payroll didn't even catch up. And they were like, you need to join before doing another background job. And I stayed because I was there for all like 9 episodes, 10 episodes.
Wow. Dude, that's
So I fell
insane.
into it. Yeah,
You literally just fell into it.
yeah, I became union. I was a union actor my first month of acting. It was crazy. I didn't even have a headshot. My only headshot was the one from Central Casting, which they take with like that terrible digital camera. I had no training. Just yeah, just went head first into the union world, which is kind of crazy because I meet actors that are like 5 to 10 years into acting, and they're strategically waiting when to join SAG. And I joined it 3 weeks in. No research, no questions asked. I just heard that you get paid more money, and I said yes. And I was like, yeah, I'll join. Yeah.
So these actors that are waiting, what do they usually say is their reason for not joining?
Oh, I mean, everyone has. It's like the common theme, or everyone gives advice. Like you want to be a must join, so you can do both non-union and union. And when then once you book that big union job, then you join, so you don't get stuck out of the whole non-union world because it's so competitive. But yeah, I guess you just wait till you have enough credits, your reel's good enough. But I didn't do any of that. I just went straight to union, which was funny because all of the union background actors were like, do it, you get paid so much more. And then when I met like working actors, like actors that were auditioning, never doing background, they were like, what in the world did you just do? Like you're in the Olympics, you're competing against the professionals and you have zero anything. And I was like, holy crap, you're right. So I don't know, it was actually a secret. It was like I call it like my what's it called? I call it like my not my saving grace, but like it's what catapulted my career because I knew I was so far behind. So I had to do everything I could to catch up. So that's what I did.
So once you got into the union and you realized like
Mm-hmm.
how like the talent gap, I guess, did you go to class or what did you do to like kind of um remedy that, or did you do anything, or you just belief like you just cracked down and you were like, I don't have any training, so I'm going to work extra hard on these scripts, or like how did you deal with that?
First thing I did, I went to Scott Sedita's on camera acting class. Have you heard of that class?
Mm-mm. I'm
It's
sure it's
pretty common.
great.
It's in Larchmont Village. It's right under Paramount Studios. It's a pretty cool class. I've met some good actors there. My ex-girlfriend was there, so I went. And I actually lied my way. They were like, you need to take the nuts and bolts class. And I was like, oh, I'm a union actor. No training. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. And they threw me into the intermediate class. And it was just so apparent how I remember my teacher, her name is Deborah. I still want to work with her. I think she's one of my best teachers. She was watching me. She was like, I'm trying to understand your technique, but like little did she knew I had no technique. I had no foundation. And she's like, I'm trying to see what you're working with. And she probably had trouble because I was just going for it. So that's the first thing I did. And then I got an LA castings account and just self-submitted so much. And I still kept doing background. So this is what's really lucky. My first 3 months into being a union actor, I took my own headshots because I had a camera laying. I mean, I started really liking photography. I took my own headshots, and then kept doing background. One of the background jobs I did was with you on Madden 2020. We both got bumped up,
Yeah, we got
so that was
actual
cool.
roles on it. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
we both got bumped as what's called principals, and then I booked a Copper Fit, like that Jerry Rice commercial. I booked that off LA Casting with no agent, no manager. It was just they were looking for soccer players. Thankfully, I'm a really good juggler with the soccer ball, so I got that. And then I also the next month I booked the Ancestry DNA spokesperson, and that's yeah, they one of my friends was the assistant casting director, and she put on her Instagram like casting an Ancestry DNA spot. And I had just done my Ancestry DNA, and I found out that I was 20% Native American. So I replied to her. I was like, "Oh, ever since I found out that I'm Native American, I'm just howling at the moon and dancing around fire every day uncontrollably. Like I wake up and do this, like being dumb joke." But she was like, "Horacio, we actually love it." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Audition." She's like, "What you just said, put it in a self tape, and you're gonna do great." And I just trusted her. And then so in my first 3 months, I booked those three commercials, and they all aired at the same time. So now I'm a union actor with three union commercials out. I'm principal, which allowed me to email I emailed like 30 agencies with the footage and letting them know like I am brand new. I booked this by myself, and I think I got like 15 offers. It was a pretty cool like month of just meeting after meeting after meeting.
Damn,
So that's
dude.
kind of yeah, I reached out to everyone. It was crazy. My top of my list was Coast to Coast, which they're a pretty great commercial agency. And I remember I sent like 25 emails. I sent all of them at the same time. Within 5 minutes, Coast to Coast called me, and they're like, "Can you get here right now?" I went there. I read in front of them, and they offered that same day. And I was freaking out. I was like, "Whoa!"
Damn.
Like this was my yeah. And then I did, but then I was like, "Let's just take every meeting," and I ended with Daniel Hoff because they're just known as like the powerhouse in LA. And I had like 15 friends with them. So I was like, I felt like those 15 friends was gonna, I don't know, I thought I could like work with them, if that makes sense. I thought we could get through this together. Yeah.
That makes sense. And are you still with Daniel Hoff now?
I'm still with Daniel Hoff. Yeah, it's almost 3 years with them.
Damn. Do they get
Yeah.
you out a lot?
They get me out a lot. It's been slow lately, but yes, I did three SAG national commercials in the past like 14 months, two with them and one with my Texas reps. So commercially, it's been pretty great. And yeah, they've been great. They actually send me out a lot. It's almost overwhelming, but yeah, yeah.
Dude, it seems like you've just been working nonstop. Like it's crazy.
It's 2021 was crazy. I did my like summary of auditions, and I ended the year with like 165 auditions, which comes out to like I think four a week, five a week.
Oh my God.
And I booked like 14 of them, which I was pretty proud of. If you do the number though, it's only like 8%, but I was still
How
pretty
did you
happy with
get
it.
so many auditions though? I'm like, bro, I gotta step the fuck up because I'm like, I'm just self-submitting right now. And then I have my manager who submits me like I get
Mhm.
some auditions through it, but it's like, what do you think should be my next step? I mean, I'm being a little selfish right now, but like, what do you think should be my next step?
I think self-submitting. I self-submitted. I don't self-submit anymore. I probably still could, but like I would say for you self-submitting for sure because there's a lot of student projects. I've done five lead roles and like three of them with AFI and then USC and then LMU. They have great student film programs. Those are mainly self-submitting. I don't think your manager will submit
No,
you for
of course
those,
not.
or they might gloss over it. Yeah, so it's better if you do it, and then you can even throw in your own notes. Like I don't know if it's for something like a Texan film. You like, hey, I'm actually from Texas. You know, you can actually throw the notes in there. So I'd say self-submitting. Talk to your manager. I saw you got your new headshots with Deidre, which are fantastic. Uh, she I know she's great, and Um, do you have theatrical reps and commercial reps?
I just have my manager right now.
Yeah, I would say dude, for sure I had a commercial. There's no reason not to have a commercial rep,
Yeah.
especially self tapes now. You can do. I mean, there's some in person, but yeah, could do commercials. I mean, they make no sense. The auditions are so random, and they take like five. I went to a callback for like El Pollo Loco just like 4 days ago or like last week, and it was like 5 seconds long. And like you never know. Dude, I booked a Miller Lite campaign like 6 months ago, and I remember auditioning thinking there's no way gonna pick me. And I did a DirecTV national like 7 months ago, and I remember they wanted me as the football player, but then at the callback I went as the football player, and then didn't go very good. And then they called me. I went to the gym, and on my way home, Daniel Hoffa was like, "They want you as the baseball player." I was like, "All right." And then they send me into this Zoom room. So I'm with the other baseball. Like they throw me into like the waiting room with everyone else, and everyone looks like a baseball player. Like they look like, just like your standard American baseball player. And I'm over here with a freaking man bun, and I'm like, "What?" And I remember everyone was like, "Wait, who are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I was the football guy that just became the baseball guy." And they're like, "Okay." And then I got sent into the room and I did the callback, and then I ended up booking it. And I remember thinking, like, dude, I don't play baseball. Like, I've never played baseball in my life. And so, like, dude, like, that's why I do commercials, because it makes no sense, man. I mean, we got bumped up in Madden 2020 for no reason. It's just
That's
all
true. And there's just money.
just shown.
Like
Yeah,
they're just throwing
I just bought
money.
a. I mean, those commercials, like residuals and the money it pays you. I just opened up a photography studio in Koreatown, which I shoot headshots almost. I'm booked up almost every month now, thankfully. And then I also just bought a brand new Toyota, nice little RAV4, and just
God
getting
damn,
all
dude.
commercial money.
That's
Don't get me
crazy,
wrong,
man.
I work really hard on my other side hustles. Like I'm not like rolling in the dough. LA life is tough. LA life is tough, but
That's
it gives
funny.
you just a little more. There's days where I'm like, damn, am I gonna pay rent this month? And then like that 2 to 4 thousand residual check comes in, and you're like out of nowhere, and you're like, holy crap, this just gave me like a solid 2 months of breathing room. And then that money gets spent, and you're like, oh crap, and then the next residual. So it's like it comes out of nowhere, but I'm not too comfy right now. Don't
That's
don't think
funny.
I'm like loaded. No.
Oh man. It's a weird hustle though. Like, it's weird. But that's why I started this podcast, is just to see what everyone else is doing, because like I feel like in LA you get not you, but individuals get so stuck in their own worlds that we're all hustling and trying to like make something happen, and it's like
Hmm.
sometimes we don't check in with other people to see like, okay, what are you doing? Or what are you doing? Because like it's just like my way may be the best way, but if you don't ask around, you just don't know. So that's one of the main
Absolutely. Yeah.
reasons.
I feel like I'm pretty open with my strategy or like way of living in LA, and I definitely ask around, and I'm not scared to introduce myself to strangers, let alone ask for opportunities. Yeah, like through events, or I don't know, just I share my photography page pretty openly to people. I'm like, hey, I shoot pretty cheap headshots if you want them. And then like I'm like, if they vibe with you, and then people end up booking me, and I'm like, cool, that worked out.
I
Yeah.
need a clean shaven look. I took mostly with the beard.
Solid, like stubble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's my look. I think the clean shaven look is more me. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna need to get new headshots pretty soon. I booked with Dana Patrick Photo,
She's great. She's really, really great.
and
Hmm.
but that's in July, and I was like, maybe I should get
Nice.
some in the meantime. So I might need to get with you for that.
Oh man, let me know.
Yeah. Let's see. So we briefly talked about training, but do you feel like there's anything you need to know for like commercial bookings or whatever? I know you said they're like super random, but like, is there a way that you approach a script, or like I'd love to know that process.
Yeah, I have two huge things that like changed commercials for me. Uh, Mainly ever since I took UCB. I took UCB within like right at the 6 month mark of becoming an actor, and that changed that changed everything for me, because I was still learning like how to even say lines and memorizing and being perfect. Like I thought it's so crazy how like it's not about being perfect. It's more about being honest. And I think that's what's more important in a self tape and when it comes to acting. So when it came to UCB, there is no perfect because everything you're saying, if you're reacting honestly and just talking and having like your normal reaction is going to come out. And that's what I love about UCB. It's just, you start the scene and then someone says something and you're like, what? And then that's where the scene starts. Where like that abnormal, a little, wait, did you just say turtles or something? And then boom, the scene starts. And I remember thinking like, there's no rules to this. There's like, you can just do anything. And that's kind of what commercial auditions are. There are rules, but I have broken literally almost, I think all of my bookings, I have almost broken a rule. I break it appropriately, but I do a little something extra. And then Killian's workshop, which has he been mentioned in this podcast before?
I think he's been mentioned. I haven't taken it, but
Yeah.
that's on my list of like things I need to do.
Killian's workshop is going to just it's going to change the game for you. It's nothing like out of like crazy, but it's so simple and he has a formula and it just works. It makes sense. So if you add UCB improv or just like having that fun dynamic, like, bringing yourself to the scene, I'm talking about commercials, plus Killian's the way to like approach a commercial audition and a callback. Because if you take the callback class, it's also very important. Um, you should be after you're going to book, like I booked after I booked one national. Sorry. I booked two nationals after Killian's workshop, and then I booked a callback national after his callback class the next month. So I was featured
Damn.
twice on his Instagram, and
Oh
it
my
was pretty
God.
cool. Yeah, he was using my name for like a solid 3 months of like Horacio, and I was just like, "Yo, use it, keep saying my name."
It's funny.
We were both like getting benefit from it.
Yeah. I've kind of noticed that too, is like right now I'm just in the process of trying to get my name out there however I can. It's like, okay, I'm not booking much right now, so it's like start a fucking podcast, get
Mm-hmm.
people like, you know, get in that space. I'm looking at Killian's workshop right
Absolutely.
now. Let's see. So he is
I don't think they're brick and mortar store. I think
yeah,
I'm not sure. Do they have a physical location yet?
it looks like they're just
They might have.
Zoom right now.
Yeah, I did it all in Zoom, and I still recommend it.
That would actually probably help more,
Hmm.
since most things are self-tape right now. Are have you gotten
Absolutely.
physical auditions coming back
Yeah, the El Pollo Loco was in physical. I go to Dan Bell pretty often in Burbank.
to tape
There's
or
that
the
one Santa.
casting?
What do you
Dan
mean?
Bell casting? I don't know.
Yeah. Dan Bell casting, like to a like in-person commercial audition, and there's that Santa Monica commercial casting place, which I'm not a fan of driving all the way over there, but off Third Street, but mainly self tapes. Yeah,
Are you able to
yeah.
like live off of it right now, or is it still side hustles? Like what portion of your income would you say is like from acting and yeah.
Acting, I'd say about right now, I'd say about 50%. Yeah, 50%. I do photography would be probably like the other 30. And then all the odd jobs I have would be like the other 20, which I do like catering, I do event work, I do a lot of brand ambassadoring work. I've been doing a lot of butler work at the Kardashians' house. That one's
That's
been
cool.
pretty interesting. Yeah, I did Kylie Jenner's baby shower in December for like Travis Scott's baby. That was like it's pretty crazy. Like I've done like 4 events at their house. And it's just nuts that you're like it's not even serving. You're just like your role is to just be nearby, and they never need anything, but it's just in case. So you're almost hanging out and you're just eavesdropping, and you're like, this is crazy. Like
Yeah.
they're so rich and they're so powerful, and you're just like I don't watch the show. I don't really care, but I when I'm there, I realize how many people do care. So I'm like, damn, this is kind of powerful. That I'm like right here. Yeah, it's interesting.
So you said like yeah, about 50%. And so you don't have like a consistent job. It's more just like freelance type stuff.
I freelance all the time. Yeah, I don't have a consistent job.
Is that stressful?
Dude, yeah, 100%. I have a therapist. I have a
Okay.
therapist I talk to every Monday, and finances is probably like the top thing because when I was getting all those residuals, my style of living, my like just my monthly whatever cost of being a person got more expensive due to my car, and I got a new apartment, and now those residuals have, they don't come as often. So now I'm like, okay, I gotta do something. Yeah, I quit my job. So I did have a day job, which was the front desk at Equinox, but that was
Oh
three
yeah.
shifts. Yeah, that was three shifts every week for 4 hours each shift. So it's 12 hours a week. It was super part time. And I mean, that's another hack too that like I tell people is I worked at the nicest Equinox in LA. It's like $300 a month at this location. And I was front desk there for 5 years. That's how I met my manager. That's how I met a CA agent, which I'm close with. That's how I met Leah Daniel Butler casting. She does All American. That's how I did. I just auditioned her last week for. I can't be saying that. I can't say the project. But
I mean, you could say that. I mean, unless it's like
I'll just say I
people
auditioned
know
for
the
her.
show's coming out, but you
Yeah,
don't have
it's
to
actually
say
a
what the story is.
yeah. But well, it's a brand new one.
So
And
nobody
then
even knows
what
about it. Yeah,
else?
you can't say that then.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And then I just met a lot of cool people at Equinox, and it got me great connections, a free Equinox membership. I got to like get fit, and that's a pretty good hack.
It's cool, man. Um,
Mhm.
let's see. I had a question, but I completely forgot. I'm gonna just go super personal right now for me,
Mhm.
not like personal information, but um, so what's your like training right now to lose weight, basically? Because I know like we talked about this on Instagram, but
Yeah,
um, I've already lost like 15 pounds. I don't know if you can tell in my face since we started the
yeah.
podcast, but
You're looking better, man. You're looking
um,
better. And the more you lose, your that jawline is gonna look
yeah, it's
like.
gonna
That's why that's why you need to go that's why you have to shave, no beard. It's gonna
yeah.
look good.
You're right.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've been basically what I've been doing is pretty much cardio every day. I've been prioritizing cardio over weights because usually I have to choose because I only have limited time because I have a full-time job. And then I'll get like 1 or 2 sessions in, and I have a personal trainer, so we'll do for sure 1 session a week, and then I'll go other times sometimes. But what's your thing that you've been doing to cut down?
I have a question. Does your trainer tell you to do this cardio stuff?
No, my cardio is just walking or hiking.
Okay, nice.
So it's not
I
like,
I
oh yeah, go ahead.
I do zero cardio. I mean, I'll hike, but I don't count it as cardio. I mean, it is cardio, but I don't intentionally go like I'm gonna do. I just like want to get sun, but I don't ever do. Right now, I don't do cardio. I just let the calories lower my weight. So that's what I'm doing right now. I do full weight training, push pull legs, push pull arms. So right now I'm only hitting legs once a week, and then just high protein, and then just low calories, and then I've lost like 7 pounds in the past 4 weeks because I just started my cut 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I gained 30 pounds in the past 7 months, and now I'm trying to lose. I bulked, and now I'm losing
Yeah, that's cool. And what are your
it.
cal? I don't know if people are interested in this at all, but like, what are your
Yeah,
calories and all that?
this is so important for acting.
It is,
Calories
dude.
for a
Like
real,
like this type. I
for a
imagine
real.
some people are similar to us. My audience is mostly men. We do have some women.
Okay,
We also have some non-binary. Welcome to the podcast. But
welcome to the
yeah.
podcast.
So if you like, this is important stuff for acting. Like, it is a job where
Yeah,
you're on camera, so you got to look a certain way sometimes.
absolutely. Well, to book jobs, your calories must be at currently current. My bulk was at 3,500, and now I'm at 2,500.
Okay.
And just high carb, high protein, low fat. That's essentially it.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
when you're shredded, you're pretty shredded. So everybody who's doing high fat or whatever, it's like, listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking
I mean, you
about.
could. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, but yeah, whatever works for you. Technically,
But people
whatever.
have
I
the
did keto for a
stigmas
minute.
around.
Yeah, I mean, I did keto, and it was the worst. I mean, it worked for like 2 seconds, and then I could not. I had my energy was so bad. I felt terrible. This is what works for me, and it's working pretty well. And yeah, it's been sustainable. I have a lot of friends who the past 4 years, I used to look up to their body and their physiques, And I've realized that like my approach, which is pretty like classic Texas bodybuilding with like pretty classic diet, which is just like high protein, high carb, low fat. So it's just like, it's just, that has just worked for the past like 4 years. And I've noticed that like I'm just getting stronger than most people. So it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
No
that's
crash
interesting.
diets needed or anything.
No, yeah. And
Mm.
that's been my thing too, because I'm gonna have such a long time. Like I'm gonna have to be in this diet for so long that I knew like I couldn't do it for 7 weeks. It's like, yeah, I might be able to lose 30 pounds in 8 weeks or whatever, but I wouldn't be able to keep it off. So my approach this
Mhm.
time has been just do it for as long as you need to do it. But find something that I don't need to like escape from, you know.
Yeah, it's
And
smart.
it's been working so far. I mean, once I get a little bit leaner, I'm sure I'll need to, I don't know how much I'll need to change, but I might need to get a little stricter once I get a little bit leaner, but we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see. So we talked about what?
Nothing. I just think it's funny.
Yeah,
Continue.
whatever. So we talked about like acting and stuff, and we talked about mostly commercials. You've been booking a lot of guest stars and co-stars and whatnot. What is
Mhm.
your technique for that, or do you have like a way that you think about it? Because I know technique is a very like dictionary definition type of word. It's like, so what's your approach?
Oof, my approach is
Like you get a
so
script
I've been
today, what's your first
yeah.
thing that you're doing?
Um I just read through the script, just simply read everything. And then I don't like to read the character description first because then I get an idea way too early. And then usually when I read, I probably will go see who's the producers, who's the director, and who's casting. And I've been pretty lucky that I've formed great relationships with casting. So I go in to the same like 4 or 5 offices pretty often. I think I've auditioned for like 4 offices over like 18 times now, which I'm they just keep. I mean, some of them haven't booked me, and they just keep bringing me back. Some of them are one-liners, some are bigger, but and just after that, just memorize my lines and memorize my. I'm pretty good at memorizing, and
Have you always been good at memorizing?
yeah, I have a really good memory. I have like a really good memory. Just I remember I used to be able to rap like all of Buster Rhymes. Like I used to be able to rap all of his lyrics in like middle school and high school. And I remember sitting at home and practice like saying it word for word and just like memorizing it. So I don't know if that helped me or just I just have like a natural instinct. I remember like I was doing, my old roommate Ben Shreen. I moved out 3 weeks ago, but he was my old roommate. um I had a big scene audition, and at the end it was like a full page monologue, and I didn't even have it down. So I was like, I'm just gonna hold the paper, but then it just looked so bad. So I just told him like, just give me 5 minutes. I went to the bathroom, and I don't even know how. I just like scanned it and I just read it, and I just like really read it. And the first take, I just said the whole monologue, and even Ben was like, "That was cool." He's like, "You just went in there and learned that?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know how. It's kind of crazy." There is I did a class at Imagine Life, and she kind of her intro class really taught me how to memorize really quickly, which is through just really building the setting and truly when you say your lines and you're saying the words, having memories, because those memories somehow the words just, I don't know how do you explain it, but the words just come out through memories. Because it's when you're saying like an old tale to a friend, an old tale, when you're saying an old story to a friend, you really like your mind really goes back to that like day in middle school when like you guys had like a food fight and you really remember like whatever, and so like when you're in that scene and you're remembering, not only you're not thinking about your lines, you're thinking about the memory. So you even look like you're thinking. I mean, you're truly thinking in the scene. So it's captivating to watch. And so yeah, I just learned my lines and say my lines, and yeah, that's and hit record on my thing. One thing I do though, if I could say, like I said earlier, I take risks. I improv a lot. I improv so much, and that's helped me book. I'd say about 80% of my auditions, there has been some form of improv. thrown in there. So that's I don't think it's correct to say like go now improv everything moving forward, but I would say that I think it allows casting or the director, whoever books me, to know that I'm comfortable, like bold and comfortable enough to improv a little bit. And I think that's just what it shows them. And I'm not like improving random stuff. It's very appropriate when I do it. So yeah, I don't go too off the charts. I might add one word. I mean, yeah, add a word. I sometimes might add like 4 lines. I don't know. I'll just do that. So that's what was your question again? What's
No,
my
that's such a good
technique?
note. What you just said about improving, because I think that's been one of my issues is feeling like I have to just walk this narrow pathway. And I
Nah,
think
dude, they're getting 90 auditions, maybe more. Like let's say 50 to 150 self tapes. Sometimes even more, man. Sometimes even like 400 self tapes, and everyone's walking the line. Everyone's walking the line, and we're all unique, but like a lot of us, the first trap we fall into is what does casting like? What do they want? Like, how do they want me to say this, or how should I say this? So everyone's doing the same thing, and they're doing the same they're just doing the same thing. And it's just, dude, imagine watching it like back to back. It's like dating apps, man. You're like seeing it, seeing like, no, no. And then there's that one person that sticks out and you're like, whoa, who are you? And you're like, okay. And you're like, this wasn't even what I was looking for. And like this, I don't know, person is just stuck out and like you just go with it. And I am like, I know I'm like not certain of this, but like I'm pretty sure that's why I'm booking because I really put myself out there. I have a pretty cool story that I can say if may I say a story?
of course, this is your
Perfect.
episode, dude.
Yeah, it's the reoccurring role I have on the HBO show that's coming out. My episodes are coming out pretty soon, and it was a no line co-star, and they just asked us to yell, like just yell into the camera. And I remember thinking, like, you're about to get like this is a no line co-star, so maybe they asked 50 people to audition. I was like, they're gonna get like 50 random Hispanic men in LA. They're just gonna get and I was like, what's like I just remember thinking like there's no way I'm gonna stick out. There's no way they're gonna choose me. And like this is just I felt cringe myself even taping it. So I was like, what should I do? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send in a minute log. Like the guy has a bomb on. So I was like, okay, that's why he yells. I'm like, what if I write a monologue in Spanish of this person having the conversation? I can't give out too many details because the episode isn't out, but because like whatever. And what if I write a monologue about this person having the conversation with someone else about the bomb and then telling them to give them the bomb and then putting on the bomb, and then instead of yelling, like saying words with intention of that I want to yell, but just saying the words and just like so never I didn't yell. I didn't yell one time. I was like, I'm just gonna just give this character that has no lines, it's just a bomb dude strapped to his chest, like bomb strapped to his chest. I'm gonna give him a story. I'm gonna give him like a family. I'm gonna give him perspective. And I remember my manager even said, like, you did it wrong. I'm not gonna turn that in. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I think we should. And he's like, do it again. And I was like, I don't think we should do it again. And he's like, fine. And we actually got in a big argument, but he's like, next time just do what they ask you to do. And then he called me the next day. This is an Emmy winning show. It's won multiple Emmys. And he called me back and he's like, hey, so the show called, they don't want to book you as the bomb guy, but there's another character that has a name, that has lines, and he's in 3 episodes. They want to give you the role. Like they haven't even
Oh,
released the breakdown. And I was like, that's crazy. And yeah, and I didn't say I told you so. I was just like,
he knew though.
that's insane. Yeah, he knew. He knew.
He
That's all I
was
have to say.
like,
I was like, yeah. And he's like, I don't even know. We were in disbelief, but it's casting has a problem when they have a role, then when they need to find someone. And me, I know this is a crazy Hail Mary, so this is obviously not the best advice, but it's just, you can take it with your own grain of salt that like I decided to give this character a voice and a name and purpose. And that character I chose and that character I became happened to be another character in that same TV show that was in the next episodes and that was in further episodes. So whenever casting got that self tape, they were like, "Holy shit! Like we haven't even sent out this breakdown, but Horacio's it," and they're like, "Just give it to him."
Wow.
And yeah, that was really it's my biggest booking, and that was really fun. I can't wait for it to come out. It's a very small reoccurring role, but it's a reoccurring role in like one of my
When
favorite
does it come
shows.
out?
So that's really cool. Episode 4, 5, 6. So in 3 weeks, because episode 1 just came out. I hope I don't give away too much, but yeah, that's
I
that.
think your episode will come out in 3 weeks.
I think so.
So, no, I mean, no, not the
Oh,
HBO show.
I thought you were like
No,
Meisnering with
no,
me,
I'm
like
like,
telling me, and I'm like,
trust me,
yes.
bro. I feel it. The
Oh, that was like
universe is speaking to me. No.
that was great dry humor. Like
Yeah,
I thought
no.
you were being. I thought that's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel like you could, like, do you know for sure that you're in the show?
They could cut me, dude. I'm also okay. So I book a lot, but I get cut out just as much. I've been cut
Oh,
out of so many shows.
oh,
So yeah, I just got cut out last week of Mr. Mayor with Tina Fey and Anna Camp. That was not fun. And then but it's okay. And then dude, the worst part is they gave me the IMDb credit, and then after the show, it just like disappeared. And I'm like, no,
oh,
don't take it away. So I was
no.
kind of bummed. I know. I have screenshots of literally like my like it's man, I was bummed. And then my first network booking also cut me out. They kept one line, but they took off my paragraph. And then I also was cut out of there's another show that comes out in the summer. It's a pretty big show. It's like season 6. They emailed my manager like a week ago and they're like, hey, heads up, Horacio's not in season 6. Like we cut him out. So it's like
Yeah, better not to
solid.
say the name then.
Super cool. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Wait,
God damn
can
it.
I say the name since? Wait, can I say the name since I got cut out?
Of the shows you got cut out of course.
But like the show that hasn't been released, but I'm not going to be in it. I can say that, right?
I mean,
Maybe.
I don't think it matters if you say the show name or you just don't reveal story details.
Okay. Well, I mean, the one that I got cut out of, like, everything I've gone cut out of has already been released except Animal Kingdom. That's season 6. They booked me as a drug dealer there, and yeah, they just emailed my manager like, hey, he's not in it.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, but it's okay. My manager was like, now you can be in it again, and they already cast you, so like you're bookable. Therefore, you never know. So it's like, all right. I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
Do you know why they're cutting you out or is it just
To be honest,
runtime?
the scene didn't make sense when I was in it, and like this is funny, man. So I like I'll take you with a huge compliment, but I showed up to set. They booked me as a drug dealer and like a skateboard grungy drug dealer. I literally show up to set. I do this scene with like she's so beautiful. I mean, I did a scene with one of the most beautiful cast members, and this was the biggest compliment. Right when I show, it's just me and her. Like we're in the scene. There's no one else on the lot. It's just me and her. Like we're the only actors plus background. And right when I go, like we're doing makeup, she's like, "That is the most beautiful drug dealer I've ever seen." And it was like right when I walked up, I was like, "Oh, thank you." And she's like, and then, dude, they had to fucking put glasses on me because they're like, you're too like
Too
right now
pretty.
I have some stubble. Yeah, they're like, you're too good looking to be a drug dealer. So I'm like, fuck. So not only like I was mad because I'm like, can I put like that's you just took away my eyes. Like now I can't even
Can't even
like
act.
when do people you can't even act. And I was just like, and the scene was just kind of awkward. It was just like an awkward scene. So I was just I had a feeling it didn't make sense. So I was like, yeah, this is probably gonna get cut out. Oh well. Yeah.
Dude, I'm coming to you next audition because I need you to help me get creative with this shit.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm gonna tell you is the improv a little bit. It's funny. My friend called me the other day, and he's like, it was crazy. He's like, "Hey, I have a co-star audition. Can you be a reader for me? Like, you've been booking co-stars left and right." And I was like, "I can't. I'm on the way to work, but just improv. That's all." And then he booked it the next day.
Damn,
So I
dude.
was like, "Yeah,
No,
there you go."
I'm coming to you, dude, because
Yeah.
there's a different energy when you have somebody in the room who's like
hmm
hyping you up. You know what I mean?
hmm
Instead of someone who's
Absolutely.
like, you have to do this. It's like I need that fucking hype me up energy.
Yeah. Well, you can always do like pretty improv-y, your own way scene, not disrespecting the writers and the cast, but like, and then you can send in a second tape where you're just perfect down, like walk the line. That's what I mainly do. I do an improv one, and I put that one first, so they watch that one. And if they love it, they're gonna be like, hell yeah, this is it. Let's watch this one. They're like, no, let's go with that one. That one was like, that was unique. Or if they like it and they're like, wait, we didn't ask them to do that. And then they see the straight the line one, they're like, okay, we'll send this one to director. They also, casting knows what type of director they're working with, so they know if improv is allowed. So yeah.
I gotta do that though.
I have another cool story about improv.
Yeah.
I can't say too many names because this project is, this project is like, I think it's not even gonna happen, even though it was gonna be a huge sitcom with a huge star name from like Selena Gomez-esque star level. And it was gonna be like the executive producers were like, it was just a huge show, had so much behind it. And the casting, that was the guy that was casting for it was he's known for zero improv. It's like the guy from Friends, the casting director of Friends, the casting director of Seinfeld. It's like zero improv. Like you say it word for word. Like these writers, like the punchlines are there, the momentum. So I improv, even though you're not supposed to. I was like, yeah, I'm an improv, and I did it, and I got a call back. This is our series regular, and they're like, they gave me a call back and in red writing it said, do please no improving word for word. So instead of improving, I did it word for word, but then on Actors Access and the C-mail, like when you put your media, I sent in an extra video because I thought if my character was a real person if my character like came to life, he would have a YouTube channel and it would be really cringy. Like it would just be really unaware. And it'd be funny, but not funny because he's funny because he's a weirdo. And I sent in a like, what's up, YouTube? I sent in a video of me as the character creating a YouTube channel. And dude, he called my manager, the casting called my manager. And this is like a famous casting director. And he's like, how dare you? Like, how could you allow him to send that? We said no, like he like berated my manager.
Oh
And
God.
then I know, and then he ended the phone call with, by the way, Horacio's pinned for the character.
What the?
What
So
the fuck,
strange.
right? I know.
Fuck
And
you,
I
dude.
was so proud because I was like, I told my manager, I'm like, dude, this is best news, like best case scenario, like because we created some waves, like they know who I am, like they're gonna be like everyone's audition. They're that fucking guy. So like, not only did I like completely break the rules, but they still picked me. Therefore, like, it's just good. Let's just like
Bro, I gotta
really stand
break
out.
more rules. I just gotta fucking move
Dude,
all the
break
shit
all the
off the table
rules.
and just fucking run in and punch holes in the walls.
It's got to be
Break.
appropriate. I mean, I've broken some, nothing crazy. I'm trying to think what other stuff I've done where I've just like, I don't know. I guess they'll come to me, but yeah, you just got, dude. People want spontaneous. I keep saying it has to be appropriate, but like it has to be. You have to be alive. You have to do something to make these casting or directors feel something. Whether it's just something new, do they see the same thing every day? So just if you're just a breath of fresh air, they're going to be like, thank you, someone with balls, like someone, like you still have to act, you still have to be respectful, but someone with the courage to be something else. And they're like, holy shit, man. And then they'll bring you on to the next round, and then in the next round you can really like put it in. They're like, they're of course we're going to go with you. You like, we weren't expecting you, and you blew us out of the water. Like, yes, you. Yeah, break the
Damn,
rules.
man. That's sick. Are you in class right now or no?
I took a break in April. I was at Margie Haber. I'm deciding. I want my next class to probably be Leslie Kahn. I do want her to be in person though, so I know either next month or the month later, in June, she's gonna be in person. So that'd be nice. I have like 4 friends at Leslie Kahn that are now series regulars, and we're about the same age. They're in our age. They are like the same type, and I just really want to. I mean, 2 of them booked over me. in a series regular role, and they've returned from filming, but they're now they're
They're cashing
comfortable with their
checks.
money. Yeah, dude, it's
They're breaking
crazy. I
necks.
mean, yeah, dude, I've seen they tell me that like the per episode they make, and one episode is what I made in like one
Just a little
commercial. That was like my
20K. It's no big deal.
like 35K, man, and like a 10 dude. I know someone that signed like a multiple. He just signed multiple seasons, like plus four, like more than 4 seasons. I can't. I mean, I don't put his name out of it, but it's crazy, man. He's like
Tell him to come on
once
the
you get to
show.
I'll ask if he's down.
Dude,
But
seriously.
it's nuts. It's literally life changing. It's literally life changing. And then that's when if you're not happy with your theatrical rep, I mean, by season 2, that's when CAA, William Morris, and all these agencies come knocking. Because season 3 is when renegotiations are for series regulars, and if you sign with those big boys, even more money. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
Oh man. Oh, that would be. I mean, that's what keeps me
Trust
from
me.
falling into too deep of a depression. Is that
it's
hope?
but, oh, absolutely, man. And like
But it's real. It's very
and
real when you see your friends doing it.
when you see that's dude, it's crazy, man. Like 4 years ago, I was calling central casting, and when I would book a job, I'd be like celebrating. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm booked for the next 2 days on like I don't know, on Orange is the New Black, or like on just Modern Family. And I thought, dude, I was ecstatic. And I remember I would hear someone like, yeah, I'm recurring background on like NCIS Hawaii, and I'm like, I was so jealous, and I was like, and I remember thinking like one day I'll be recurring background, or I'll have a background casting director, like casting agency, whatever those like central casting, and like all those, like one day they'll know me by name, so I'll just be like their go-to. And like it's crazy how that's not even an option for me now. And now the next, like now my peers are series regulars, and now it's like it's happening pretty fast. And yeah, I'm I just, dude, who knows, dude? It might not even happen for another 5 years, but it's cool to be in the mix right now. Yeah,
It is.
I've been pinned for two. I've been pinned for 2 series regulars, and if we're gonna be completely honest, I don't think I'm ready yet. Like if they book me, I'll become ready. I'll be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
of
let's go.
course.
But damn, dude, like it's not. I talked to one of my friends, the one who booked like the huge show, and he even told me, he's like, I'm actually depressed of how much like I'm lonely because I'm working every day, and no one in my show is my age range, and it was COVID, so he was a series regular, so he couldn't be talking to anyone. So he's like, dude, I'm in my hotel room every day, either on set or in my hotel room. He's like, this was like my dream life. So like, but he's like, dude, I'm working my ass off, but it's also the dream, it's so much comes with it. So yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like I mean, it's a double-edged sword, obviously. Like with
100%,
everything, with
100%.
great power comes great responsibility, as they say.
So much, man.
It's
Yeah.
just and I mean, they're not paying you for nothing. Like you're making
Oh
35K, you better be fucking showing up, you know?
yeah, I mean, there's some shows that only pay 15, but if you have I
Only.
heard that the number, but the bigger thing to negotiate is not your time, it's your exclusivity.
Hmm.
So it's just that you won't be anywhere else, and that's like if your agents really push that, I think they could probably drive that number higher. Like you're taking him away from other projects that can, like a commercial that could pay him just as much. So if yeah, so hopefully you got good reps that are. 'Cause I know there's definitely some people not getting paid as much as their other castmates, and I mean at the end of the day you got to be grateful, but also like you want to get paid fairly.
I know right now my manager's a savage. Like I know that she would fucking like if that
Hmm.
happened, she would kill. Like she'd go for the kill for sure. But I mean,
Oh
you don't
yeah.
want to negotiate out of the job. But I think for what I'm hearing from this conversation, I think my next steps is just finding good theatrical representation, good commercial
Mhm.
representation,
Commercial, yeah, both, but definitely commercial. That's way easier than theatrical.
and you
Yeah, and you
think
have that car commercial. So you can add that in your email. This is just
And
show
I'm
them.
definitely gonna be showing that Madden commercial. Like,
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna
Hell
be
yeah.
showing that. Yeah, the car commercial. What else? You think I don't know. I don't know what else I could show.
Keep it short, man. Keep it short. All my emails have been less than I think max 4 to 5 lines. Like, hi, my name is Horacio Abaroa. I'm a union actor. I'm a Spanish speaker. Obviously, I throw commas in there, so there's long 5 sentences. But it's like,
Just one
uh,
sentence.
yeah.
Spanish speaker, I'm Horacio Abaroa.
I put my ethnicity, my languages I speak, a Vimeo link to both my theatrical, and one thing I have a little tip. Um, my signature at the bottom of my email is my headshot. So I don't throw my headshot in there because it's already my signature. And then so here's my headshot, and then next to my headshot, here's my signature, and here's my headshot, and then so my
Send me an
signature is
email.
my
I want to see
headshot.
it.
Yeah, and then next to it, I have hyperlinks to my Twitter, IMDb, Instagram, and one more thing. I don't know what it is. Twitter, Instagram, IMDb, and one more. I'm forgetting. And then my website, and then my website. So then, and I have banana tracking or banana tag on my emails, and it tells me every single time an agent clicked on anything, and almost every agent clicked on my IMDb, clicked on my resume, clicked on, so instead of me going like, here's my resume, here's my headshot, like blowing it in their face, it actually like made them like I put it so little and hidden that it made them want to invest their time. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. And it
Yeah,
makes it feel like they're making a purchasing decision as opposed to being sold.
being sold, exactly. They're like, I want this guy rather than like this guy's coming to me like,
It's
whoa.
like,
They're like, no,
whoa,
no, I want
man,
to know more.
too much
Yeah,
energy.
I want to know more. Yeah, exactly. So less is more. Keep it mysterious, dude. That's actually my same tips for dating on online dating on like dating apps. Is like, dude, less is more. Like, don't give everything away. Like the second I took away my I know you're engaged, so this doesn't matter. But the second I took away my Instagram from my dating profiles, it's crazy how my dating life skyrocketed because the mystery I created a mystery. Like if you give them Instagram, the girl clicks on it. There's 7 years of your whole life. Now she knows your mom, your dad, what college you went to, what kind of, she knows everything. So why would she go on a date with you? She can now decide if she likes you or not, or like, if you give her just a little bit, they're like, I want to get to know this person. And dude, dating, having an agent and a manager is so much like dating. It's all, so give them a little bit and let them come to you.
So I take it you're single now.
Oh, dude, I'm super single. Yeah. Yeah.
How long have you been single?
I've been single for 2 years and like almost 2 years, like a month exactly. Yeah, I was in a really long-term relationship. It was crazy. I ended that relationship and I moved out in the same day. And I did that all in like the morning. So like I woke up and I'm like, hey, this relationship's over. And then I moved out. And then hours later, the city shut down. It was the day that LA shut down. Isn't that
Ooh,
crazy?
that's
Yeah.
some
So we didn't quarantine together,
that's
thankfully.
nice. That would have been
Yeah,
awkward.
we're good friends now, but at that time, holy moly, if we had a quarantine together, we would have been
Someone
bad.
would have been dead. Just kidding. I don't know if
It would
y'all
have been
fight.
close to that.
Yeah.
Oh no, we were very physically violent. I'm kidding.
Oh, you said that so convincingly. I was like, oh no.
I'm joking. No, no. It actually was a pretty amicable. Like I remember, like after the breakup when we met up again, and she was like, nothing was. We didn't really hurt. Like it wasn't like I was like, yeah, we just didn't work out. And like she's like, we didn't really like do anything. Like no one cheated, no one did anything crazy. It's like, yeah, we just it was over.
Do you feel like being single helps your acting career?
Dude, when I met her, it's crazy. I met her 3 weeks into acting. So I met her right when I became an actor, and she's a pretty great actress. And she had like 3 years under her belt and a couple like film festival awards. So when I was dating her, it actually uplifted me because I was like, holy crap, I'm dating like this awesome, beautiful actress. I'm the shit. So then I started booking because I was like, I'm the shit. And then the relationship did started hindering the acting through like time and money and stress and that stuff. I remember at the end of the relationship when we weren't at our best, I was the lead role of a vampire film, And I remember like I was just really sad one day, and we're in between scenes, and I'm just sitting there like being crafty. And I remember thinking like, dude, I'm like lead role of this awesome film, and I'm not happy. And it just made me think like it just made me think of the future, like when I have kids and when I have a family, like acting is gonna be very important, but like they truly that life at home needs to come first because I want it's gonna be really hard to act when I'm not full inside. And like when it comes to like my love life, romantic life, or my partner or my future family, that's pretty like it's something that's super important to me. And I like value that pretty heavily. So yeah. So like that was a cool realization that like I'm doing the job I want to be doing, and I almost don't want to be here because my life is falling apart outside of here. It was really hard to separate that. Thankfully, the vampire I played was getting broken up with in the scene. So I
Perfect.
was like, let's use it. Let's use it. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know if I feel like I do better when I'm like in a relationship just as a person. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm also getting therapy right now, so we'll see how all this
Therapy's great, bro.
you
Yeah, I'm
know.
like 4 years into therapy. Therapy's amazing.
Yeah, we just did a couple session today and it was pretty eye-opening for just communication because
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Nice, man.
Um
Congrats. Couples therapy is important, dude. And actually from episode one to talk about like therapy and self-help, the first guy you interviewed, he talked about he was in AA, correct?
yeah, AA.
Nice. I'm a proud member of MA. Not many people know MA.
What's that?
It's Marijuana Anonymous.
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude. I go to meetings. Like before the pandemic, we were in person. We actually were in the room next to AA.
Oh,
And
that's
and
funny.
like the room to the right of us, that was like Dak Shepard. That was like like that was like the famous AA meeting where all the celebrities went. And mine was just no celebrities, but like working actors or like producers and yeah, dude. I mean, marijuana is very. I mean, it's not addictive itself, but just like food or gaming or anything, you can be addicted to it. So I just became reliable on it, and I noticed, dude. Literally the second my therapist was like, "What if we just quit smoking?" And I was like, "Fine, I could do a month." I booked 3 lead roles in short films that month, and my therapist was like, "I think we found it," and I was like, "Damn it, we did." I was mad because I miss smoking so much, but I'm 28 months sober. 28
Damn.
months.
Congrats, man.
Yeah,
That's a long
thank you,
time.
thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit over 2 years. 2 years and like 4 months.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
impressive.
yeah. Thank
I
you.
was I
Yeah,
was drinking pretty heavily during the pandemic. Um,
hell yeah.
you know what's weird though is like I think I was like I haven't fully quit. I still drink socially with like friends or like somebody will come over, they'll bring drinks or whatever. And I mean,
Mhm.
I do occasionally drink pretty heavily, but like on my days off now or days that I'm working, it's not something that I like go do. But I think I genuinely think it's because I didn't identify myself as that thing. Like I was never just like, "Oh, I am an alcoholic." It's just like, "Oh,
Mhm.
this is something that I'm doing and now I'm just going to do something else." You know? But I'm sure there's something where it's like people have a chemical dependency on it. But it was weird. It's like
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
it's weird. I think the way we talk to ourselves is just really important.
Yeah, man. I'm noticing I'm really hard on myself. Like really hard on my actually that's what I spoke to my therapist about on Monday, yesterday, which is how like when we check the facts, like with my studio and my car and my bookings and everything, it's like, holy shit, Horacio from 2 years ago. Dude, 2 years ago, this time I was just flying home after my breakup, pandemic. I lost my lease because I didn't have a lease because I ended my lease the day the city shut down. So I had to move back home to Texas. I thought I was a failure. And I'm like living with my parents. And now like, I built this life and I brought it all back to LA. So it's like when you check the facts, so you shouldn't be talking bad to yourself because I think we're all making little improvements and over time it just really shows how far you've come. And it's not easy, man. LA is not easy.
Yeah. That was one of like what you just talked about was the thing that I kind of had like a little mini breakthrough today. I was like, what can I do to be good enough for this specific thing? And the therapist was just like, there's no like scorecard. Like there's no
Hmm.
like that's just you holding yourself to a certain standard. It's like there's a lot more like world out there than just trying to like please my own ego of like, oh, I'm good enough. I was good enough today. It's just like you can open it up to a lot more. Um yeah, and that was more in the relationship. He was talking about like loving and being like, it's not about if you reached a certain quota, it's like whether or not this person feels loved or whatever. And
Hmm.
so it's kind of like that. But I feel like that could apply to myself as well. I don't think it needs to just be towards someone else.
Yeah,
Um
man. How you love yourself is how you love others.
yeah, man. What do you think about living like I live in Santa Clarita. I love my apartment. I love
Hmm.
the hiking trails and stuff like that. But you live much closer to like where the action's happening. How do you think that
Yeah,
affects like your bookings, or how do you think it affects your career?
yeah. It's helped my career because I people always laugh when I say this, but like my acting talent is probably the like if I had like a baseball card or like it'd be like everything else would be in the 90s and then my talent would be like by far the lowest. So and it's just playing catch up because I that's because I just became an actor 4 years ago and I'm just slowly building that up. Thankfully, everything else I just kind of like I went to school for business, an entrepreneurship major, so I treat my career like an entrepreneur, like a business. So I have that down to a T. I have my relationships. I'm really proud and like I'm really good at socially networking. So that's where I live now, and where I live, just very central. I go to, three different gyms. I have my community of actors there. I bump into people pretty often. And I don't, just for me, bumping into people on a daily basis is literally like the highlight of my day. And especially when it's someone from the industry, like it just, I feel like it keeps me moving forward. That literally is what keeps me moving forward is bumping into people and just catching up. And I don't know, seeing people like just like the genuine smiles. We're like, oh, holy shit. Like, I don't know. Like I was just like Coachella. That's why my voice a little raspy. I was at it 3 days ago and I just kept running into people and it was so fun. It was just so fun. And I was just like, I love it. It's just really important to me, I guess. And so living where I live, having a community, um, definitely has helped me out. But I have a friend who lives like, dude, I don't even know where he lives, but it's far. Like it's like an hour to get like, let's just call it like San Bernardino, like that far.
Hmm.
Like, do you know where that is?
Yeah,
Like
like
pretty
Inland
far.
Empire, like just
Yeah, like an hour away.
yeah.
And he only pays $400 a month on rent because that's how far he is.
Whoa.
And he is my most successful friend when it comes to acting because
Hmm.
the money he didn't have to work. As rent isn't keeping him busy. Not only that, he's super talented. Like he's made for this, but he knew that if he doesn't have to work very much to pay rent and he can focus on his acting, and now he's reoccurring and like dude, he booked so much. I mean, I've seen two of his movies in the movie theaters. He's on Walking Dead. He's recurring. He's like 4 seasons into Walking Dead. Like he's amazing. And I remember thinking like, you live all the way out there, but he's just doing his thing, man. So now his community is he builds his community off the people he meets on set, which is smart because those are working
That's great.
actors. Yeah, my community is very much aspiring actors, and we're all just still trying to make it. Um, so yeah, I think community is good and like where you live, but like you said, he lives far away and he was able to make it.
That is a good compare and contrast.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that is good to hear. Sometimes it's comforting to it's just nice to hear other people's experiences, you know?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What is so I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Um, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? I don't know if we touched on everything, but you have
Let
the
me
floor.
think.
Yeah.
On acting.
Anything, whatever you want to tell.
Anything. Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any more acting nuggets I got. I guess immediately what I did, other than UCB, was I would just take as many on-camera acting classes as I could, so I could see myself on camera. One, to be able to like judge myself, to see like you're not supposed to know, but like just to see what you look like. And the more I saw myself, because after, at the end of the class, they'll put it up on the TV and you watch it. And the more I saw myself on the TV, the more I realized I am an actor. I'm like, my face can be on the TV. Like it was literally manifestation through visualization. English was not my first language, so it's tough to say some words sometimes. But so I think that's really important for actors starting out, taking on-camera acting class, because seeing yourself and believing that you truly can become one is really empowering, and really allowed me to like take that big step of like, okay, let's do this for the rest of our lives if we can. And yeah, I guess to survive, I mean, I have huge tips on surviving in LA, where it's like, if you're gonna get a job, make sure it's not just a job that pays you, but it's a job that pays you and then also does something else. So Equinox paid me, and then I got a free Equinox membership, and then it got me connections to like an exclusive whatever, like I don't even know what the word would be, but like people that go to Equinox, which could be casting agents, actors that if they're paying for it, then they're working actors. When we do those events, we get paid pretty well for those events, and then we get fed. So now you get, so now does it make sense? Like now you're eating, and now you're
And you can
also,
meet, you know,
and you can meet people. So
clients,
like,
I
so
guess.
you're double dip. Yeah, you're double dipping. My photography studio, I not only do I get to like fill up my heart with my passion, which is photography, and like feel artistically fulfilled, but it pays pretty well. And then I'm meeting actors. I'm meeting I shoot a lot of my friends, but maybe 5 new actors a month. And then those actors, some of them have asked or like offer referrals to me, like, hey, if you want to, like my agency would love you. So now my community is getting bigger. So basically, try to double or triple dip on as much as you can when it comes to finances and money and jobs, because time is of the essence in LA. And if you can just kill 3 birds with one stone, then like you're really going to be saving a lot. Like, dude, I mean, the Equinox thing is crazy. I always have this conversation with people like, how much do you pay for LA Fitness? They're like $45 a month. And I was like, and LA Fitness kind of sucks. So I get the best gym. So my workouts are better, and it's free, and I'm actually getting paid, and I'm making connections. It's like
That's a lot.
4 pros, and I know it's like a no brainer. And
Yeah.
dude, it's crazy. When I figured that out, I would tell every actor, and I'm like, I can get you hired tomorrow, and they would all be like, oh nah. I was like, okay, shit, I guess not then.
I would have
Yeah,
to
like
go
dude, no
down
one.
there.
One person took me up on it, and everyone else is like, nah, we're good. I was like, all right, dude. So I mean, just to wrap it all up, I just say just work your ass off, man. I think people notice. People really notice when you work your ass off. I think at Equinox, I was the 4:45 a.m. opener for 5 years, and I've made some huge connections there. And I think the members saw me for 5 years straight up at 4:45 a.m. still pursuing my acting career. So they're like, all right, this, the kid. I mean, some people would still call me a kid, but they're like, dude, this kid wants it. Like this kid's trying. He's up at 4:45 a.m. on a Friday and on a Saturday. Like I don't go out. So it's like, yeah. So I think people really respect work ethic. No. I know people respect work ethic.
Yeah.
So put it in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. I feel like I have one question that I always like to ask everybody.
Ask away.
All right. Where to go? It seems like it moves every time. Well, here's one. What are your like daily career habits for your acting? I mean, we talked about it briefly, but I guess summarize it like concisely.
My daily career habits. I was getting on Clubhouse almost daily. It's definitely my usage has gone way down, but I would get on Clubhouse pretty often. The 5 p.m. room. What time is it right now?
Um,
It's 4:28.
4:30.
Yeah, so there's a 5 p.m. room. 5 p.m. on Tuesdays is actually like the best room. Um, and I would get on there, and now I was on it so early and I was on it so often, and they all saw that was like over a year and a half ago, or like a year and 2 months ago. All of the moderators saw how much I was booking, or I would just like let them know, or they saw my resume. So I am now a moderator on Clubhouse, which is crazy.
Oh,
Like I used to have zero bookings, and I was just like a dude in the audience, like, hey, like how do I get in touch with casting? And now they trusted me enough to like be one of the moderators, which is cool because now I'm all of these owners of agencies and managers and other actors, working actors, they see me as a peer rather than we're all peers, but instead of someone asking for help or advice or like someone that raises their hand and be like, can I ask you a question? Now they trust me to answer questions with like knowledge and like experience. So that was really cool. That's a daily thing I do.
you still do it?
Or I do like 3 times a week now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The
What is
and then what
Clubhouse? Like, what do you do on there?
it's just a app. It's like a live podcast. So it's just like me and you are talking, and there would be a huge audience, and then the audience can raise their hand and we can bring them on, but it's audio only. So
Okay.
like it's like we could literally do this on Clubhouse and people could listen. And if they want, they could raise their hand and we can bring them up and talk
We
to them.
should have
So it's
done it
audio only. We should have done it. Well, but
next
this
time.
video is cool. I like the video. I'm able to like see our reactions. I go to the gym almost every day. That's like literally a non-negotiable for me. I try to meditate. I have the heads. This is a big one. Headspace is free if you're a Los Angeles resident. So get
Mm,
a free. It's usually $100 for a year membership for
damn.
Headspace, and now it's free for LA residents. So I do that. Dude, I call my mom, and yeah, I mean, like I'm such a people person, dude. It's crazy. I'll go on Instagram or on my phone, and I'll go on my DMs, and I'll like scroll, and you know how it says like responded 2 hours ago, or 3 hours ago. Usually in one day, man, I will talk to like 40 to 80 people, and it's crazy. Or I'm like, I had 80 conversations today. And I'm like, and so like I'm huge on just like reaching out to
How do you get that many
reaching.
people to talk to you? I'm just like, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like
Yeah, most
that's
of them are people usually like DM me through my story. I post a lot of my stories, so people like will start conversation from there. But just I don't know, man. So that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me alive is just not alive, but like that's what keeps the engine going. Like this acting LA engine is just like constant um energy transferring within my friends and just random strangers too. And just like yeah, just continuous, just like I just like I need roommates. I need like I remember when I had enough money to get my own studio, and I was like, no, no, dude. I'll hear someone cooking dinner. I'll hear like the pots clinking, and that's when I cook dinner because like I don't want to cook dinner alone. Like
Do
I want to be with
you have a
someone
roommate
else.
now or are you by yourself?
I got two roommates. Both are actor models.
That's cool.
So yeah, good friends. Yeah. So those are just my daily things, man. Meditate, talk to friends, work out, and clubhouse.
And audition
Mm-hmm. An audition. Yeah, yeah.
if you get one.
Yeah, it's been self-tape May's coming up too. So when this comes
You
out,
do
it'll
Audrey
be
Helps
May.
Actors?
Yeah, I went to her live, like her big thing that was like 3 years ago. But yeah, I've been her fan for like three. I actually dude, we moderate on Clubhouse together. So I talked to
Oh,
Audrey a
that's
couple
cool.
times, and I even DM'd her. She didn't respond, but I DM'd her offering myself to be on the podcast. I was like, hey, I just like kind of gave like, hey, like I became a union actor within 3 weeks, and like I took the most crazy route, and I do the most crazy auditions, and like if this interests you, I would love to be on your podcast, and yeah, we'll see if she sees it sometime. That'll be fun.
She's the inspiration for this podcast.
Oh, nice. Yeah, she's
She
great,
doesn't
and
I'm
her
sure she
energy.
doesn't know, but it's fine.
Yeah, she has no idea.
No, of course.
Hey, one day she will. You never know, man.
Yeah.
She will hear it. She will hear it. I'm proud of you for doing this, man. It's not, I've talked about starting a YouTube channel so many times, and then like 4 months later, it's like it doesn't happen. So for you to do this is what's going to help your acting career is creating this. So this is a big deal.
Thank you. Yeah, I think especially living so far from LA, just I mean it's not so far from LA, but it's like on my days off I don't really want to be driving into LA, you know. It's like
That makes
45
yeah, the
minutes
total
of
sense. Yeah.
just driving and it's like so if I can connect with people that I like really want to talk to over this,
Hmm.
it's the best of both worlds, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, Joe Rogan says that. He's like, I have when he used to have like two conversations, two podcasts back to back. He'd have like seven podcasts a week or something like that. And he's just like, I get to have hour-long conversations with interesting people all the time. And that's like what just kept him like, I don't know, like what kept him motivated and interested. So you're doing that in some way, and I think I do that on Instagram with like I microdose. I microdose that.
That's funny.
I do a just very short conversations with people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can talk to people for
yeah.
hours. I'm just hours. I'm just like a genuinely curious person, you know? Like if somebody has something
Hmm.
that I'm like, that's really cool, then I just want to pick their brain on it. Um,
Any more questions?
I thought of one just a second ago, but I don't know what's going on with my brain today. Just a little
Well,
bit.
I can fill in some time. I can fill in some time. I grew up with a speech impediment, and actually just came out like 30 seconds ago. I don't know if you heard it. I said any questions. I stutter really badly, which I used to have a like a what's called speech therapist growing up, and I have just a like my brain can lag at moments. So I stutter and then I have like brain, I don't know what it's called, but like that's been a huge thing to overcome during acting. And it's not gonna lie, it's like vulnerable for me to say, and it's kind of scary at times whenever I'm on set.
Ooh.
Like my first network booking, when it came to say my line, I stuttered. It was so bad. It was so bad. I remember, but it was cool because I'm like, okay, I just fucking face planted. It's only up from here, and then I actually was able to perform well the next time. But yeah, I mean, when you use your voice for acting and you have a speech impediment, it's an interesting career.
It's a good obstacle
Yeah,
though. It'll always keep you present.
yeah, yeah. It's wild. Yeah. Do you remember that question?
Nah, I'm sure it wasn't that important.
Guess it was important. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Um, I feel like we like when I'm down in LA, we need to like figure out something to do. Cause like I'm not
Let's let's do it, dude. I'm always. I mean, I'm down. What I also where I double dip with my jobs, I also double dip with my social interactions. Every time I go to the gym, it's usually with a friend. So or like when I go on a hike, it's usually with a friend. So when people are like, "How are you hanging out with so many people?" It's because I do what I'm already gonna do, and then I invite people with me. So if you ever want to work out, man, that's just the best way to just like we can work out for 2 hours, shoot the shit, and then yeah, catch up, talk about acting, and just get a workout in. And it's pretty great.
Yeah, man. That would be fucking sweet. All right, man. I'm gonna wrap it up. But it was good
Let's wrap
catching
it
up
up.
to you. Let's see. Plug your Instagram and anywhere else you want people to be able to reach out to you. And if you have like a manager, it always helps, you know, for them to be able to reach out to them if they want to book you as an actor as well.
Absolutely. Everything is first and last name. So Horacio Abaroa. That's Instagram, Twitter. That's basically it. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
OnlyFans. My
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans is Horace. I'm kidding. My name is Horacio Abaroa. That's HORACIO ABAROA. I saw that you spelled my last name with two R's.
Yep. That's why I asked you to spell
Everyone
it.
was. I know. I was actually going to bring that up in the beginning, but I'm like, it's not be. Let's just whatever, dude. Everyone just spells my name. It's hilarious. Yeah. So Horacio Abaroa at everything, and yeah, feel free if anyone here listening. My DMs are always open on Instagram for any questions. I'm already on it, so I might as well respond to everyone. So yeah.
All right, perfect.
Oh yeah, and my manager's name is. You can check it out on IMDb. His name is Brady. Chill dude.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, thank you for listening. If you would like to support the podcast, which I would really appreciate, everything that you contribute will go toward me making films. That's my hobby on the side. So if you guys want to contribute on there, feel free to do so. You can either do $10, $5, or $1. No judgment, whichever one you pick. I will appreciate it, and I will love you forever. All right, that's it. Thanks everybody for listening. Bye.
Peace.